Hey, this is Marilena of Astrology.com. I hope you're well. I wanted to talk to you about the new moon in Capricorn that we've just had today. Now, I'm usually a fan of new moons. You know, new moons are exciting. New moons are fresh starts. So a new moon is when you take a germ of an idea and you allow it to grow and develop into something beautiful, hopefully. Now, today's new moon is a little bit challenging, though, I have to say. And it plays along with some of the big transits and the big transformations that are happening at global level. So let's just dive a little bit deeper into what this particular new moon represents. So the first thing that we want to look at is if there are any planets near it. And lo and behold, we have one of what I call the gangster planets. It's Pluto. Now, Pluto is one of the toughest planets out there. When you have a Pluto transit on one of your personal planets, you will know it. You will be humbled like never before. So this is quite significant. As you know, last year we had a conjunction between Saturn and Pluto, which actually happened very near the degree of today's new moon. So what this means is that whatever happened throughout last year is being relived in this moment. This is like a further chapter in the story that was started narrating last year. And of course, interestingly, not only do we have Pluto next to this new moon, but the ruler of this new moon is indeed Saturn, because, you know, the new moon is in Capricorn. And as we know, Saturn is now in Aquarius, and it's, as we speak, very busy fending off the attacks from Uranus and Mars. And we've seen what that means a few days ago. You know, we saw that a few days ago, what happened at Capitol Hill, but I'm not going to repeat myself there. So, Saturn is the ruler of this lunation, which means that an important theme is boundaries. We all need boundaries. Boundaries are healthy. Boundaries keep us alive. Boundaries give us a body, because, you know, literally your skin is a boundary, your skeletal structure is a boundary, everything, you know, is your nails and so on. But not only that, you know, in a house, you have a boundary that determines, you know, where you can do what you want to a large degree and where other people have to stay out of. And this applies at all levels. You know, you can look at it at all levels and you will find that boundaries are actually essential for our well-being. And as humans, we need them. We need good, healthy boundaries that we respect for ourselves and that others respect for us and that we respect for others too. So what's been happening is that a boundary has been crossed, not just once, several times. And there is a risk, you know, like with any boundary, when one is crossed, then there are consequences. Saturn is about consequences, long-term consequences of your actions. So this new moon is telling us that, you know, it's time to set new boundaries that will last. And in the process, we need to get rid, with Pluto, we need to get rid of all that isn't working for us anymore. We need to get rid of the threat that causes us the terror, basically terror. You know, we're terrified. You know, it's terrifying. What's been happening in the US is terrifying, to be honest. So, and this is Pluto, terror. So we need to get rid of that. We need to set healthy boundaries that protect us, that save us, that give us good lives, and they keep us healthy and happy in the long term. So, so we have an interesting connection between the sun, which is part of this new moon, of course, which represents the head of a state. And then we've got the moon, which represents the people, coming together in Capricorn, talking about boundaries. And then we've got Pluto, which says, this is not good. This is the point of no return. This is where but the terror has to go. This is where we have to hit rock bottom to be able to be reborn stronger and happier and more whole. So, and of course, I've mentioned before that right now the ruler of this nation is very, very busy fending off the attacks from Mars and Uranus in Taurus, which combined are quite a force to be reckoned with. And this kind of energy, this challenging energy, which is a standoff between the status quo and what is right and what is proper and the law and being respectful and all of that, and trusting the state's structures that have supported us and protected us for so long. They're under attack right now from essentially revolutionary forces and violent forces. So Saturn is standing strong because Saturn is in Aquarius. It really likes Aquarius. But this is like a war of ideology, really. It's a conflict of ideology. It's about, standing up for what you think is right, standing up for your view of the world, and pursuing your ideals in this world. So it's not simple. It's not something that's just going to go away tomorrow. And for this reason, as we have a peak for this clash on the 17th of February, and then there will be repeated hits on the same themes happening in June and in December, and then beyond that, there will be another hit next year before things can settle down. And let's be honest, these hits between Saturn and Uranus are actually very rare. They also take decades to manifest because these are slow-moving planets. And so this is the reason why we look at them as significators of societal changes, in particular with Uranus that tries to break the status quo and introduce a new ideology. So this is all big stuff that's happening at the global level, at societal level, and so on. But what does it mean for you specifically? Well, I would say that, obviously it all depends on where Capricorn sits in your chart, and specifically, the current degree of the new moon, which is 22. So you have to go and check on my website. You can go to sparkastrology.com, house calculator, and then you can find out based on your ascendant or rising sign in which house you have Capricorn. And then you can check, what does the fifth house mean, and so on. And so the effects of this lunation will be felt in that particular sphere of life dictated by the house in which it is taking place. And so that's important because, of course, this will be happening for you in a different place, different from other people near you and near me and so on, all depending on basically where this particular house is in your chart. So, but in general, we're talking about boundaries, and that's the big theme of this lunation. And so it's a time for you to reconsider what boundaries are working for you and what boundaries are not. So this could be in relationships. This could be in financial boundaries, for example. Have you been overstretching yourself? And have you been putting down solid foundations for your financial well-being? Or it could be career-wise as well. What kind of structures do you have in place in your career that can actually support you in the future? And you need to approach this in a new way. So it doesn't necessarily have to be completely new themes, completely new things, completely new areas of life, of course. But it's the way you look at them. It's the way you experience them. It's changed. With the new moon, it's like a new pair of glasses. It's like when you put on a new pair of glasses and you see things that you didn't before. that's what this new moon is about. It's also about looking at things in the face, being honest. Just, there's no dreaminess about it. There's not, over promising. There's not like extreme optimism. No, 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 no. This is a very realistic lunation. This is a very realistic energy. You says, no, we're not messing around this. So have a look, be honest, and literally just, this is a time to say, yes, I want more structure in this particular sphere of my life. I want to make sure that I set a boundary that works for me, that I do not cross, but also that others, importantly, do not cross either. This is my boundary. This is what keeps me safe. This is what gives me what I need. And this is the area. This is where I want to grow. And I'm going to stick with it. This is my boundary. No stepping over this boundary. So, often with Capricorn, there's something to do with responsibility and duty. It could be work, or it could be, the burden of looking up, like, after somebody who's not well, or who has got limited capabilities, or is in a difficult situation right now. So it is duty, responsibility, honesty, meaning looking at reality in the face, and boundaries, and say, okay, this is the limit. I'm not going to go beyond this point. So let me know how you're feeling this, how you're experiencing this energy. Is it, do you feel it like a positive moment in your personal life? Let's forget about the bigger, the wider view of things. Because ultimately, remember, you can only control what you can control. So don't worry about what's outside of your control. You cannot change that. This is, again, about boundaries. The boundary is what's within your control, not what's beyond it. Drop that. Just focus on what's here. Just focus on your little slice of this world, which is yourself, your relationships, your job, your house, your friendships, your spirituality, what you do, what you give to the community, all of these things and more, and all the things that are just your world. Focus on that, because you can change that, you can improve it, you can make it better, and leave the rest for the moment, because, well, no, leave the rest, because if you can't change it, if you have no control over it, then stop worrying about it. So this is my message for you for today. I hope you find it useful. Please comment, like, share. You know that I just love to hear from you. And so, and subscribe. All right. I'll see you soon, and much love from Marilena. Bye.